Good morning there. Hi, it's Wednesday today, so you're doing week 2, lesson 3. And today's lesson is a bit more than just multiplying. Today's lesson is trying to use your knowledge of maths and to see if you can see patterns, and even harder, try and understand what is going on with the patterns, okay? So for mild today, I think mild and warm are the trickier ones, and then everything else is actually a little easier today. So mild, you've got a series of calculations, and I want you to tell me what you notice about the calculations. So sometimes it might be that you're looking at the answers, and sometimes it might be that you're actually looking at the calculations and see if you can find a pattern there. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a couple. So my first one is 2 times 4. So 2 times 4 is one of those ones that I know I can do in my head. I've 2 lots of 4. I can count in twos. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 fingers, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I know the answer to that is 8. Then again, 3 times 6. You might need to use a number line for this one, and absolutely feel free, or if you want to use an array, that's absolutely fine. 3 lots of 6, you could do a number line. Let's do a number line for that. So we do 3 lots of 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 6, or if you prefer, count in threes and do 6 jumps of 3. So I go 0, 6, 6, 6 add 6 is 12, add 6 is 18. Okay, so I'm starting to think, are there any patterns occurring already? So if I look at the calculation, 2, 3, maybe a pattern, but then the next one is 7, so that's not a pattern. If I look at the next one, 4, 6, 4, oh, that's starting to look a bit like a pattern, maybe. And if I'm looking at the next one, I've got 8 and 18. Okay, maybe there's a pattern going on there as well. So I'm going to need to do another one to see if there is a pattern. So 7 times 4. So again, for this one, you can use a number line, or you can use skip counting and count every other number if you wanted to count in twos. So if I wanted to do 7 times 4, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 jumps, 4 each time, start with a 0, and if I know my twos, I can definitely do my fours. So I can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm wondering, can you see a bit of a pattern now? So pause this video, speak to mum, dad, your adult, or your brother or sister, or whoever's at home with you today, and tell them if you can see a pattern. Got 8, 18, 28. There is a bit of a pattern there, isn't there? They all end in 8. 8, 8, 8. And if we go a little bit further, it's jumping in tens as well. 8 add 10 is 18. 18 add 10 is 28. So your answer would be, I notice that the answers have a pattern, right? It's going up in tens, and the one number is an 8. Okay, that's great. The next question says, do you think you can guess what the next calculation in that sequence would be? So now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right, maybe there could be a 6 there, but I don't know. But one thing I do know is that if it's going up in tens, I know what the answer for the next one's going to be. And so the answer of the next one must be, what is it? 38. It must be 38 because it's 10 more than 28. So now I need a calculation that makes 38. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a shortcut for this. There is one answer that will always work for this, because if you know your 1 times tables, which everybody does, then 1 times the number will always be the answer. So 1 times 10 is 10, 1 times 20 is 20. So if I know my answer is 38, I automatically know my calculation could be 1 times 38. And if you get that, that's absolutely amazing. I'm really, really impressed. That'd be great. Then, but there is another one, because I know if it ends in 8, it's in the 2 times tables, because even numbers 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 are always going to be in the 2 times tables. So I know that I could do 2 times 19 equals 38. Okay. Now, if you've chosen to do the level 1 sheet today, turn me off now and go and have a go. If you could use the same sentences, that would be great. So I noticed that the answers have a pattern. That would be great. All right, and then get them sent over to me. Now, if you're doing level 2 and 3, just stay on for a minute, because yours are a little bit trickier, and you're going to have to use your number line and partitioning method as well. Okay, so let's move on to level 2. We'll do level 2 and level 3 together. Okay, so you've got exactly the same thing. You've got a mild question that's not particularly mild, sorry about that. And you've got a number of calculations, and you have to find out what the pattern is. Now, your one, well, this first one anyway, has got a lot of patterns going on, okay? So my first one is 11 times 3, and then 12 times 4, 13 times 5, 14 times 6. Now, automatically, I know you guys have seen a pattern straight away, right? So pause me now and tell your adult or your brother and sister what the pattern is. Have you paused me? Good, right. So hopefully, straight away, you'll know that the pattern is, that's going up in 1s, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So I automatically know that you'll be able to give me the next calculation. You could write, I noticed that the numbers, the 2-digit numbers are going up in 1s, the 1-digit numbers are also going up in 1s. That's what you can notice. If you do that, fantastic, lovely, nice and easy. However, there's another pattern going on here, and it'll only come to you when you've done the answers. So just to whiz through a little bit, you may need to use number line for this, but I'm going to have a go. 11 times 3, I think you'll already know that one. That's 33. 12 times 4, automatically I know 4 times 10 is 40, 2 times 4 is 8, so that's 48. Now 13 times 5, 10 times 5 is 50, 3 times 5 is 15, the answer there must be 65, and then 6 times 14, 6 times 10 is 60, 4 times 6 is 24, so 60 add 24, that means the answer must be 84. Now, I'm looking at those answers, and there is not an obvious pattern there straight away, okay? And I need to play with those numbers a little bit to see if there is one. But there is one, if you stick with me. If I do 84 take away 65, what do I get? 84 take away 65. I get, I think I get 19. And if I take away 48 from 65, I get 17. And if I take 33 from 48 away, I get 15. So now 15, 17, 19, there's a pattern there. Add 2, 17, add 2, 19. And if I look at my numbers, 11, 3, add 1, add what? Add 1, add what? That's 2. There's a difference of 2 going on there. So this is when maths turns a little bit like magic, and you start thinking, right, okay. So I know what the next calculation is because it's going up in 1. So the next calculation must be 15 times 7. But I wonder, do you reckon that difference of 2 is going to be the same? So rather than doing 15 times 7, couldn't I just add a number to 48? So if that's 15, 17, 19, the next one must be 21. So if I do 21 add 84, that's 105. And is that going to be the same? So I do 15 times 7. 10 times 7 equals 70. 5 times 7 equals 35. I add those together. 0 add 5. 7 add 3 is 10. That's 105. So that's 105. And so I wonder if the next one would be 16 times 8. I wonder if all I have to do is add 23 to 105 to get the answer to that. I will leave that with you. You can let me know if you've done that. Have a go at the sheets. I'm expecting a sentence. I noticed that the answers have a pattern, or the calculations have a pattern. And send them in. Tell me what you think, okay? Today's is much more of a thinking task rather than just doing calculations. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your answers. I would stick with level 2 myself, or level 3. Give it a go. Give it a go. Maybe if you really want to have a go. I know there's a couple of boys in my classroom and a couple of girls in my classroom who would love to have a go, probably all 3 of them. And if you do, that'd be great. All right. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.